Hey guys, I hope you all have been doing great. In this video, I'll give you a summary of 3 Body Season 1 Episode 4. In this episode, we find out that the lab equipment for Wang Miao's experiments is in urgent need of maintenance, which in turn causes the experiments to be halted. After the machine stops and the countdown disappears from Wang's vision, he calls Shen Yufei to ask for further explanation. Shen Yufei then provides Wang with a website and some Morse code instructions. To prove her further dedication, she tells him that he should look for the countdown in the cosmic microwave background, and that the universe will flicker for him when the restart of the nanotech trials occurs. We then enter Ye Wenjie's home, where she recollects about her daughter and takes the burden of guilt for her. Lastly, Shi Chang warns Wang that all previous dead scientists were in contact with Shen Yufei prior to their suicide. So, if you like this intro, don't forget to click like and keep on watching for more insights. See you around. In this episode of 3 Body Season 1, we find out that the lab equipment for Wang Miao's experiments is in need of maintenance, and therefore, the experiments must be paused. As soon as the machine stops, the countdown disappears from his vision and leaves him utterly confused. With little option, Wang decides to reach out to Shen Yufei to ask for further explanation. Coincidentally, Shen Yufei is the only one accurate enough in predicting his reaction and is well prepared for his call. She provides him a website and some Morse code instructions about the next steps he should take, and then offers her sincere advice. She explains to him that, in order to discover the fate of Yang Dong, he must find the countdown in the cosmic microwave background, and that this will begin again when he restarts his nanotech trials. In an attempt to make sure Wang will not be in the same situation, Shen Yufei assures him that the universe will flicker for him when he carries out the mission, allowing him to know the truth. Right after, Wang agrees without any further questioning and sets out in the mission once again. Having received a new set of instructions, Wang decides it's time to take a chance and search for the message in the cosmic microwave background. Although it's a difficult task to challenge, Wang knows this is the only way for him to avoid the same fate as Yang Dong. As he already trusts and believes in Shen Yufei, he starts carrying out all the tasks asked from him. Wang studies the cosmological data and begins to understand that his future lies in the dark universe's secrets. He plods toward the background matter, where he discovers the sign of an impending doomsday and takes the initiative to act according to the predicted events. After many frustrating days, Wang is able to identify the reason that triggered the countdown in the first place. As he begins to perceive the ever-growing darkness, Wang is reminded of the mysterious message that said, "The universe will flicker for you." He finally realizes the warning is true, and he needs to take all the necessary precautions to prevent a possible catastrophe. With uncertainty prevailing over Wang's mind, he decides to investigate further and prepare himself to understand the true meaning of the cosmic message he has been trying to decode. As Wang continues his journey toward the dark universe, he cannot help but think of the mysterious message that Shen Yufei had sent him. The universe will flicker for you. With much anticipation and speculation, he begins to decipher the deep secrets of the cosmos. He quickly discovers that the mysterious flicker is caused by a noticeable spike in the cosmic microwave background radiation. After much further research, Wang finally unlocks the true mystery behind the message. He realizes that the flicker was actually a warning about a collapse in the space-time continuum, triggering a potential black hole collapse and a devastating doomsday. The only way for him to avoid such a fate is to restart his nanotech trials, as this will prevent the collision from occurring. With this newfound knowledge and understanding, Wang is left with a strong feeling of responsibility. He knows that he is the only one who can save the world and prevent it from meeting a peculiar form of destruction. Wang wastes no time in finding a way to restart the nanotech trials, with the knowledge that comes with the inherently unpredictable nature of cosmological events. The only thing standing in his way is himself, as he needs to understand how to react in every possible scenario in order to make sure the universe will flicker in his favor. Under the assumption that the knowledge he has acquired is solid and true, Wang begins forming a plan to restart the trials. His first step is to contact Shi Chang, who has been keeping an eye on the situation. With Shi's help, Wang is able to get his lab and equipment operational again, and is able to resume the nanotech trials. However, before he can execute his plan, Wang needs to paint a clearer picture of the situation. He begins to investigate further, looking into the past of each scientist who had committed suicide before him. His research reveals a disturbing pattern, each scientist had made contact with Shen Yufei prior to their deaths. With this knowledge, Wang is certain that restarting the trials is his only chance of preventing imminent destruction and saving himself from the same fate as his predecessors. Gathering all of the information he has uncovered, Wang is ready to act. Knowing there is no margin for error, Wang makes every effort to ensure his calculations are correct and his experiments will yield the desired effect. As he turns on the equipment, a small spark appears. This is Wang's signal that his plan is in motion and the universe will flicker in his favor. In the moments that follow, Wang realizes that he will not only be capable of preventing disaster, but also uncovering the secrets of the universe. Although the original source of the mysterious message remains a mystery, Wang is sure that he can find the answers he needs, as the universe will flicker for him. With the trials now underway, Wang can focus on other aspects of the mystery. In his search for answers, Wang visits Ye Wenjie at her home to discuss her involvement in the cosmic events. When Wang inquires about her role in the three-body problem, she becomes unexpectedly emotional. She narrates a powerful and touching story about the tragic deaths of her daughter and husband, and how their death is the sole cause of her torturing guilt. As the story of her daughter unfolds, Wang comes to understand the depth of Ye Wenjie's suffering. On the same note, he begins to comprehend the reason for her desperate involvement with the three-body problem. Despite all her knowledge, she is unable to reverse the fate of her daughter. In the wake of that realization, Wang can no longer deny the moral of the story, that no matter how much power and knowledge one possesses, the events of the universe are ultimately beyond one's control. The conversation with Ye Wenjie goes on, and Wang comes to learn more about the truth of the universe. Ye Wenjie recounts her experience with the countdown and her contact with other scientists associated with the project. She imparts to Wang valuable pieces of information which spark a revelation and understanding in him. When their conversation comes to a close, Wang leaves Ye Wenjie with newfound respect, admiration, and understanding of her motivations. Much more than their individual contributions to the three-body problem, what binds them together is the shared understanding of tragedy and loss. Though Wang does not find the direct answers he was initially looking for in his conversation with Ye Wenjie, he leaves her home with an invaluable understanding about the universe and his purpose within it. Fueled by the conversation with Ye Wenjie, Wang begins to piece together the clues to previously unsolved questions. He reaches out to Shi Qiang, a trusted source of information and insight, for more information. When Shi Qiang reveals to him the unfortunate fact that all the scientists had contacted Yufei shortly before their deaths, Wang begins to understand the situation at hand. Yufei was not merely an unwilling participant in the scheme. She is the metaphysical force behind all of the tragedies. With this in mind, Wang puts two and two together and realizes the truth. Yufei had been using him as a pawn in a puzzle lacking a solution. Wang had been led to believe that Yufei was trying to help him, when in reality, she had been using him as a means to an end. She had been using his experiments to uncover the secrets of the universe, and that's why the countdown had been inside of his vision. Although understanding the state of affairs is difficult for Wang to comprehend, the fact remains that Yufei had been leading him towards the same sorts of tragedies that had befallen the other scientists. Suicide. Once the moment of clarity hits, Wang knows what he must do. He has to confront Yufei and defend his newfound knowledge. Though the truth is bitter and hard to swallow, Wang's newfound understanding isn't without some level of understanding and respect built towards Yufei's motives. The fourth episode comes to an end with Wang understanding the motives of Yufei and the significance of her role in the three-body problem. By learning about the horror of the scientist's fates, Wang can avoid suffering the same results himself. The episode wraps up with Wang understanding the power of knowledge and the dangers of pushing too hard for understanding. In the grand scheme of things, sometimes the universe can be too powerful for one man to handle alone. The conclusion of Three Body Season 1 Episode 4 serves as a comprehensive and detail-oriented closing to the events in this episode. Wang's experience with Yufei has allowed him to understand the essence of their interplay. Professor Yang's death is a crucial reminder for what Wang should avoid in pursuit of knowledge. At this point, Wang knows the danger posed by the three-body problem and the potential consequences of his research. Essentially, Wang is forced to change his approach to uncovering the answer to the three-body problem. He must adopt a new mindset of caution and balance, avoiding a reckless and ill-tempered pursuit of knowledge. Wang is reminded of the consequences and repercussions of blind ambition and innovation. As far as the three-body problem, this episode serves as an introduction to the actual dangers posed by the problem and its inherent power. Wang is reminded that lasting knowledge can only be found if ventured carefully and without haste. Stay tuned. To make sure you see each new episode and find out the answer to the three-body problem, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to get notifications when new episodes are out. When it comes to understanding the universe, with three-body, you don't want to miss a thing.